Welcome in, everybody, to the 5th episode of Mothersgaol. Tonight's session is our first session of Chapter 2, titled An Alliance of Convenience. Tonight's session is titled The Dying Forest, and we'll see our party perhaps make some new allies and begin a new assignment after having completed their last one quite successfully. Indeed, last time when we all got together, the group was getting ready to attend a gala event, a charity function happening at the Dark Diamond, and they were able to infiltrate the charity event, meeting some of the more important individuals. They met a general with the Children of the Deep. Brayley met her teenage idol. Brayley also got to meet a important elven woman by the name of Lady Lenneth Eastbrook, who was here, and overheard her be called by the title of Commodore, which was interesting. While exploring around, trying to find evidence of Jaka of the Jet's attempted assassination or planned assassination of General Tashira, Nova stumbled into a private card game between some of the city's most influential, including Jaka of the Jet, as well as Oscar Lastel and Madame Cassandra Delisle were all there. The rest of the party began searching in the main office and discovered in the basement of it first of all, in the main office, they discovered a note suggesting that Cassandra and Jaka were planning to assassinate Oscar Lastel, and doing so by inviting her under the guise of a card game. Supposedly, she is quite a good card player. In the basement, in a hidden basement underneath that office, however, they discovered something far more insidious, a message from a hired hand who had insisted on an exorbitant sum for a job that at the time they didn't know quite what it meant, but they learned very quickly, as also in that basement they located a young dragonborn girl whom they later identified as, or whom they then identified as Cadence of the Ivory, the daughter of General Tashira and Melody of the Ivory. They were able to rescue the girl, having to fight their way back out, and over in the other room, the assassination was going off supposedly without a hitch, except for the interference of one Nova Hayes, who prevented the bodyguard that Asuka had brought from betraying her and killing her, instead slaying that bodyguard and managing to get Asuka back out to the main room where Tessa was able to relieve the poison that was already besetting her veins. You all returned quickly to the cracked scale, and there you, the place was effectively commandeered for the night to become a locked-down headquarters for a brief moment. There you met General Tashira, and a couple of things were revealed amidst that conversation, one being that Tashira does indeed know Ramiel, which was something that Ramiel certainly was never shy about claiming, but it indeed proved to be true, though perhaps not for the reasons that Ramiel was presenting. It would seem that our dear Ramiel lived in one of the many orphanages that Melody had founded after the events of Whispers and Silence. We also met the other daughter of the two of them, Arya of the Ivory, who was a good bit older and was insistent on being allowed to join the military and do her part. And eventually Captain Alspeth, now promoted to Commander Alspeth, did take her into her regiment and said that she'd keep an eye on her. For your bravery you were all given a field commission to an officer's position. You have all been made lieutenants in the Children of the Deep. You, in addition, Captain Elspeth was promoted to commander and put in charge of Operation Sword Crown, the name for the operation that is the invasion of the Mothersgaol mainland from the Children of the Deep. You are all going to be serving under her in this mission. You asked that Asuka be shown leniency after her arrest, and after considering it for a while, Tashira decided that should she join the Children of the Deep, she will indeed be pardoned for her crimes. Ayla, you were told to convince her. You were not pleased about that. Yet, Tashira did hold her ground on it. And as things wrapped up, we had another moment where Nova spoke with the mysterious person who seems to be with her at all times. That's where we wrapped up last session. So we're going to pick things up in the morning. It's still early that morning when, Isla, you find your way down to the bedroom currently serving as a makeshift holding cell for the leader of the Thieves Guild, or former leader might be a better way of putting it. The door is open as you get there, and you see Asuka resting on the bed, a single guard in the room keeping an eye on her. Despite being one of the more dangerous individuals in the city, in theory, she isn't bound in any way save for the poison that she's recovering from. Glancing up at you, she gives a grunt. I was wondering who my first visitor would be. Conjugal visit? She asks jokingly, though her voice sounds exhausted. You don't get the sense she slept very much last night.
Excuse me. Can I basically just tell the guard that he can leave?
Yeah. You would be able, I mean, he'll say, she's your responsibility, but yeah. She kind of watches as the guard goes and then turns her eyes to you.
Well, you have 3 options.
That is 2 more than I count.
Well, you can rot in a prison cell.
Unlikely.
You can she'll kind of like verbally air quotes overpower me and escape and try your luck out there. Or I might have managed to buy you a 3rd option.
She seems to think about it for a moment, finally forcing herself up into a sitting position and leaning kind of against the headboard. Ugh. Fuck that poison. Ugh. Well, your math is certainly different than mine. I will not rot in a prison cell. I assure you I will be dead before the sun sets. One does not overthrow the leader of the Thieves Guild and leave the prior leader alive. That is not how you survive in this game. And much the same, I could overthrow you, and perhaps I would even be fortunate enough to get out of this building, but I will not live to see the sunset.
Ayla will just show her hand her the pardon.
She kind of looks at you. Why?
Just didn't think it was right. You got us our only shot at, not chasing our own tails, and that was your reward?
We organized an exchange. You were paid, or I was paid for my services. You would have been able to walk away. You would not have owed me anything. And I'm willing to bet that the good general didn't just offer that pardon out of the kindness of her heart.
Not particularly.
You're an unusual individual, Ayla Stormborn.
I try.
Yeah. So, what? I get pardoned and I get to serve in their little brigade?
Our little brigade?
She raised her eyebrows. Oh. A military woman now, are you?
I mean, I did tell her I'm shit at following orders.
I have no doubt. She pushes up to now be like swing her feet over the side, and she's not ready to stand up yet, but she's getting there. And what is our little brigade doing?
Ellie, I need you to remind me because it's been a minute.
You are getting ready to organize the invasion of the Mothersgaol mainland.
Oh, right, that. Oh, nothing much, just invading the mainland.
Right. Well, let's see. Die in a cell tonight, die on the streets tonight, or die on the Mothersgaol mainland in a few months? Suppose I could stick around for another few months and see how things play out. She kind of glances down. I really wanted to do something better with the guild. I thought we could. I went into taking over, and at first everyone was so supportive. And I know it's because my father wasn't popular, but he did make them rich. He wasn't popular, he was effective. And it turns out that most people would rather you be effective.
Ayla will kind of nod. Nova mentioned that when we were pleading your case.
She blinks again. Nova. She was there during the card game.
Fought off your bodyguard from the looks of it.
She saved my life. Is she joining your band?
Well, it's all of us.
Well, then I suppose I do owe her one. All right. Count me in.
If you decide you want to try something better with the Thieves Guild again, you count me in.
I'm afraid that to do what I want to do with the Thieves Guild will first involve cleaning house in a way that I would not have anyone stain their hands.
We're about to go to war. I think our hands are a bit stained after that anyways.
That is fair. I will let Commander Alspeth know that I will be following her orders. Thank you, Ayla.
Anytime. You, breakfast?
I'm very hungry.
She'll help her up and
Ugh.
get her.
She has to lean on you quite a bit as she gets back to her feet, but eventually she's able to steady herself.
Oh no, she has to lean on the muscular ASMR.
Yeah, you wonder to yourself, maybe she didn't have to lean that much. Maybe she probably could stand, but you'll never know for sure. You all head down for breakfast, and breakfast is provided. It's very quiet and peaceful down here right now, as the place is still being commandeered, although the bartender is looking to be more and more annoyed by that. Still, breakfast is provided for you all, and Asuka does join you for the morning meal. She sits down at the table, looking a little uncomfortable.
You are awake and better, it seems?
Better than I was, yes.
How are you feeling?
Lousy.
I can take a look if you would like.
It will pass, I am told, though it does not feel like it.
Very nasty poison that was.
It was. I might have known. It is called God's Grasp, made from a specific root found in a forest across the sea. Yes.
They truly wanted you dead.
It was a message. In my guild, while it is colloquially known as God's Grasp, it is called Traitor's Root in my guild.
Ah. The secret messages of assassins and thieves, it would seem.
Yes.
How utterly dreadful. I do apologize as well. Both of you for not being as prepared as I could have been.
Ah.
I assure you it was entirely of my own making. I was a young fool.
It's something no healer wants to be able to be faced with. Somebody that they have the tools to be able to prevent and lacking the ability to do so.
Well, fortunately, you were all able to help me in time nonetheless. To which end, Nova, thank you. Why?
What?
Yes. You stumbled into a card game. You had no idea what you were doing there. Why did you join us? And when that all started happening, why fight my bodyguard?
We were simply looking for clues and things like that. I was the closest I was going to get to our mysterious target, and, well, then the fight broke out.
And instead of just leaving, you helped me. Why?
Nova kind of tilts her head to the side as she...
You hear in your head, yes, Nova, why?
Internally, shut up. Externally. What answer are you looking for? The pragmatic one, or the pragmatic one of that wrong place, wrong time? Found you needing of help. Perhaps I could find a favor from you afterwards. Would you prefer the emotion touchy-feelies that Ayla would not be able to think straight if you had been dead afterwards for our mission?
I'd prefer the honest answer.
She.
And I don't think I've heard it yet.
Where is Asuka related to where Nova's sitting?
Asuka would be on to your right side.
So directly to my right?
Yep.
Okay. Ayla, please don't kill me. Nova is going to lean forward towards Asuka, and just smile and say, the truth is never such a black and white thing. It can be whatever helps you sleep at night. And then she'll does she have like long hair? What kind of hair does she have?
Asuka, she's got probably like shoulder length hair.
Okay.
Not too long.
She's just gonna simply kind of take kind of like parts of a hair and just kind of like flip it and basically say, you seem like someone who likes to know everything, but there's the fun and a little mystery, and then she'll pull away and continue eating.
Make a perception check. Ayla, you can make a perception check too.
I'm bad at this.
First
The
checks of the year.
The one checks I'm bad at. Oh, it's just a straight D20. Mine's an 8. This
Nat
character's-
20.
Nova, you don't really notice anything. She seems pretty stoic as you do that. Ayla, you see a small blush on her cheeks.
I told you I'm sorry. This is what Nova does.
Nova got that riz on. Let's go.
I mean, she does have a high charisma, so yeah.
That was maybe the most words I've ever heard to tell me absolutely nothing. And she takes another bite of her food.
Welcome to Nova.
She winks.
Very well. You all enjoy your meal. And after a little bit, she stands. I'm going to go lay down. Still don't feel quite right. But when Tessa gets here, let her know I'll join.
Are you quite sure you would not like some looking over?
I'll be fine. I just need a little bit more sleep. I haven't been sleeping very well for the last few weeks anyway.
That will help you.
See you on the battlefield.
So you all wait there. You're supposed to meet with Tessa that morning. She said she'd be there by noon. It's just before noon. You're expecting to see Tessa arrive any moment. However, one of the door guards approaches you. They say that someone else is here to see you. She says she's with the Mothersgaol Mercenary Company.
Do mourn?
I think so.
To see us.
Do you want me to let her in, Lieutenants?
I suppose it can't harm anything.
Is it the young one or the older one?
The younger.
We should hear her out.
Approaching your table, a moment later, you do see Rain. She's sporting a long cut on her cheek, and her left eye is swollen shut. Across her neck and throat, you see deep and heavy bruising. She isn't walking with her normal confidence either, and she approaches you. Is your commander here?
Not yet.
Stand up, rush over, start doing healer things.
Kind of like blinks as you start fussing over her. Can I help you?
Shh. Simply let me do my job.
Fine.
She is. She does not poison. Not like some people.
Very well.
You want poison? Brayley's gonna flip that mushroom out of her hair.
Oh, Brayley, we are not doing that today.
Oh, okay.
That was before.
Okay. Layla, go ahead and make a medicine check for me.
Okay, let me open up my dice bag, because I failed to do that earlier. Okay, that's a 6 on the die. 13 total.
You're able to like patch up her the cut on her cheek. You're able to get that sewn up. It's big enough that it needs stitches, though. It's a pretty nasty cut that she's got there, and the swelling on her eye. I mean, nothing but time is gonna help that. She took a pretty wicked punch to the face.
I mean, I do have magical healing.
You do. So that would certainly help.
This is all I can do for right now. Maybe after this meeting, I can see about some further patching up.
What brings you in to see us?
You're all officers with the Children of the Deep, yes?
As of yesterday, yes.
As of last night, yeah.
Word travels fast. What the fuck?
Oh. Well, the guard reported to you, so I assumed. Something is visibly wrong. Like, she is clearly spooked.
She wasn't there last night to this having been part of that, right?
Well,
she was there, but she left before shit hit the fan. Like, she left with Cassandra.
Okay. Well, what happened? Still just full healer mode, like not even really processing the rest of it.
You think that to you, she seems to carry herself with the aura of someone who's expecting to wake from a nightmare at any moment.
Yeah, but like I straight up just ask her like as I'm fussing, you know?
I think my mother tried to kill me last night.
Why?
Yeah.
Kinds of attempted assassination last night.
I was attacked in my room last night. They damn near killed me. I killed them instead. I didn't find anything on them, except they had the key to my room. Naturally, I reported it to my mother this morning, and she instructed me to head down to the docks to meet one of the contacts with the guild. Something felt off about it, and I didn't go my usual way. I went down and, well, kept it slow, tried to scout out the area. There was an ambush waiting for me. After that, I just ran here. I didn't know where else to go.
Well, we'll see about getting you patched up, and of course we'll have to find somewhere else for you to stay.
Why not here?
You're here already.
That's... Yes. I'm hoping to speak
Absent-minded
with...
nod.
I'm hoping to speak with the commander and... Or sorry, she would say the captain. She isn't. She's the commander yet. I'm hoping to speak with the captain.
Monza.
I have to get off this continent.
Well, for the low price of your skills on a battlefield, I believe that could be arranged.
She shifts. Yeah.
Why don't you have a seat?
She'll sit down kind of hesitantly at the table.
We'll bring you up to speed on just where things are. And sort of lay it all out for her.
On what your military
wait,
mission is?
yeah, we probably shouldn't do that yet, actually.
Yeah, no, not yet.
Oh.
Yeah. That's top secret stuff. We should wait for Tessa.
Not even like a broad, like, hey, we're doing this thing.
No, I said
Ayla
I just
will
made
cover your mouth before.
Yeah.
No, fair enough.
I understand the confusion because I basically implied we could get her off the continent, but that was I was. Yeah, sorry, no, that was
The end of it.
That was more of a kind of
and also
veiled sarcasm.
It's been how many weeks?
Yeah, for sure.
Looped into that.
Yeah.
Well, can Braylee get Rain some water?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. You can get her whatever you want to go get. The bar is there. The bartender will get you what you want. He's been instructed to.
Okay, barkeep, can we get some water? Just like a whole pitcher over here.
Sure. And he comes over a moment later with indeed a pitcher of water and some glasses. She pours a glass and drinks it.
Why do you think your mom was behind the tags? Or you, Brayley's like really concerned because this is like absurd to her.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
better question to ask is, why is she so not convinced, but why why is her own flesh and blood just that disposable for her?
I'm her adoptive daughter. But
Well, that's hardly any reason for any such thing. Presumably, they would care for you more if they took you in without any direct connection.
Yeah, you'd be a chosen child, not a mistake like one of my brothers.
she like
even-
opens her mouth to speak and then like stops to think about that for a moment.
Even Nova just snorts. I was so caught off guard by that.
Really, no rules terminally, Jesus Christ.
I think I discovered something that I wasn't supposed to know last night. She got very angry when I brought it up.
Angry enough to do this to you.
I don't know. I've never seen her like that with me.
What did you discover?
She kind of bites at her lip.
You're safe now.
I discovered travel plans for my mother. She is very under the radar, taking a unscheduled trip to the Morning Peak. And she's supposed to meet with the Dawnscale. I didn't think anything of it when I asked her, would she need me to go with her? Would I be serving as her bodyguard for that, like I usually do? And she got so angry. She told me, she dismissed me right then and there, sent me back, and
That's
that
when
night someone tried to murder me.
The dragon scale is the one that came along and like started it, right?
Yes, the Dawnscale is the leader of
The Ivory.
the Ivory, and by extension, currently the leader of the Draconic Legion. And
Okay,
they do
yeah,
sit
that's
the throne atop the Morning Peak.
And jog my memory, who is her mother?
Her mother is
Cassandra.
Cassandra Delisle, owner of the Mothersgaol Mercenary Company, one of the largest
Okay.
military forces on the
Okay.
continent, though currently one that is split between all the factions.
So she's
No,
basically
that's fine.
yeah. So she is basically chosen a side, and it is not our side
So
Perhaps.
wait,
potentially.
Possibly.
so it's Delisle now, not Demorn?
I'm sorry. It is Dumorn.
That's what I thought. I think you used a different last
I don't know
name.
why I said. Oh, when I originally wrote this game, it was Delisle, but I changed it to Dumorn. Yes, it is. It is Cassandra Dumorn. I can only speculate as to why she is having that meeting. But
You said you bodyguarded her on such meetings before, like with other meetings with the Dawn Scale?
the Dawnscale doesn't see anybody. We have had many meetings with the Draconic Legion, but never with the Dawnscale. It's always
Eyebrow
been with
raised at
generals.
everybody else.
And when did you say this meeting was happening?
She was scheduled to leave next week. Well, not scheduled. Say unscheduled trip.
The itinerary says she means to leave next week.
Can I insight check, like, this all seems very convenient given that Asuka survived?
Yeah, absolutely. You can make an insight check.
I'll let you high wisdom people make insight checks now.
I'm not a high wisdom person.
Okay, here we go.
Oh, okay. 21.
Never
With
mind.
that 20 again.
I am, but I'm busy.
All right. Here's what you know on a 21. Yes, it is convenient. That is for certain. If she was trying to get at Asuka to try and say finish the job, this would certainly be a way to go about it. But Ayla, this is not the girl you've seen the last couple times you see her. When she walked in here with that swagger and confidence when she talked to Tessa, when she was at the party, this isn't the same person. This is a scared girl who has no idea what the fuck is going on.
Okay.
Or maybe she just rolled a 22 on her performance check. You'll never know.
Deception.
Deception check, that's true.
Well, deception is a form of performance.
It's true. I will say her charisma is not the best. She kind of fidgets a little bit.
Goddess, here seems to be the safest place for you.
She kind of grimaces. What a turn of events. Tessa's voice breaks through at that moment. Well, here's a sight I didn't intend to see this morning. Hello, Rain. I see that your mother has you now hassling my employees.
Tessa, sit down a moment. We have a
Really, it's
interesting
no
story
hassle.
to tell you.
This is my calling, as I'm still fussing. I, have collected ice from the bartender for the eye and everything.
She is begrudgingly allowing you to work on her.
As though I know what I'm doing.
Tessa does indeed sit down and kind of blinks, taking note of her. You looked fine when you left the party last night. And she recounts the story once again for Tessa. She kind of glances at all of you. What do you think? Is she being truthful?
So this might be a bit of a weird question, but can I get any inference on that by the, injuries?
Make a medicine check.
Forensics!
Like look self-inflicted or
Yeah.
that kind of thing. Yeah.
Or did I just or did she just
Put on
I'm
some
going
makeup.
to
Yeah, for
throw
sure.
myself down the stairs to make it look
For
like
sure.
I was assaulted. Nat 1.
Oh no.
Hmm.
Can I
Um,
smell her?
I mean, as you
Can you what? Can you smell her?
you're not sure
I
she's
can
actually
smell
hurt.
the
You
lies
think
on
think
you.
she's just faking it.
Eh.
Brayley, I'll say that. Well, make a perception check.
Perception.
You creeper. Somebody's
you
there
know
getting
what?
treated with injuries, just come up
You
and
can
sniff
get a lot
them.
from smells. Oops.
Oh.
I
I know.
We'll
Well, you
take
got
the 22.
Yeah, you're good.
It's just the fucking
out.
mental image of that.
You do notice something about it. She definitely has the scent of another person on her. Someone was atop her at some point.
Braylon, not like that!
I like how we're all thinking that, clearly.
It's just the look on your face, darling.
Oh yeah, listen. She might have just been having sex last night. You don't know.
Is it a scent that I recognize?
No, I wouldn't say it's a scent that you recognize.
Smell like the docks.
Is it
Chanel
like-
number 4.
Like, does she smell like overly like sweaty, or like can I smell fresh blood? Like,
You definitely smell blood on her. You also, and notably, not only do you smell the cut on her cheek, you smell someone else's blood on her hands. She's not lying when she says she killed someone last night. She did do that.
okay.
Tessa nods, glancing between you all.
I think Ayla will watch Cassandra as she said this. Or
Rain.
says this.
Rain. Yeah.
Rain, thank you. I think it's very convenient that you show up here after last night's attempted assassination.
Not for me, it isn't. But I understand how it must look. I've worked for my mom for 8 years now. I've done a lot of bad things for her. And I don't regret it. I did what I had to do. But something happened. I don't know why she cares so much that I knew. Tessa speaks up.
I was gonna say, have we looped her in on that?
Yeah. No, she's heard the whole story. She's-
Yeah.
So what do you want?
Okay.
What is it that you ask of the children of the deep? Asylum? Protection? I don't know. Anywhere. My mother's reach is limitless. So are you willing then to give us information about her dealings, the things you've done for her? She kind of winces. Yeah. I'll tell you what you want to know. How do I know you have anything worth knowing? You're a bodyguard, a lackey. Sure, maybe you've overheard some things, but I don't know. It's like, I know that my mother's the one who hired or who funded the bomber at the theater the other night.
Well, that solves one mystery.
For what purpose did she say?
She was hopeful that the attack would kill Asuka and not have to resort to the other plans for that. Didn't work out.
That is a sloppy assassination.
It was. She did not hire an assassin to do it. This was a person who approached her, wanting to destroy the theater. She thought perhaps 2 birds with 1 stone.
The masked man.
Unfinished
Woman.
mystery. Name?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
What did she go by? What moniker?
When I met her, she went by the Dahlia.
Why is that so
Dahlia as
slow?
in D-A-H?
H-L-I-A, like a flower.
Why do I know that name?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm thinking of Phoenix Wright. Anyway, carry on.
Ah, Hawthorne!
Are there any other details you can give us about Dahlia?
Yeah, like does she have a twin sister named Iris?
Not to my knowledge. 30s. Long hair, definitely dyed. Don't know what her natural color is.
Did you get a whiff?
A whiff?
Yeah, she has a smell.
I don't think her nose is quite as sensitive as yours, Brady. That is
Yeah,
a special
most of us-
skill that you have.
At least I
Most
could
of us aren't so attuned to smell.
What race? I missed that part.
Elven.
An elven woman, the Dahlia. Long, dyed hair. Wanted to blow up the theater.
Yes. She seemed to hold quite a grudge.
What's the
On the
theater?
gala.
No, the theater was a message. She bears a grudge against the wealthy. Those in power.
Ah, I see.
My mother, as I say, figured it would be perhaps a chance to get two birds with one stone.
Well, then the Dahlia will likely strike again at some point.
If
But
you find her, I can certainly point her out and testify against her.
fair enough. Well, Commander Tessa, is such information enough of a proof of loyalty?
To start, your family business has always operated under a clause of no favoritism. You always have your price, and if it is paid, you assign mercenaries out. That's how you became famous, became what you are. Why do you think your mother is agreeing to secret meetings with the Dawn Scale? She kind of fidgets. Mother has been acting differently for the last few months. I don't know what precipitated it, but lately she has been talking about after the war. Not something she really ever did before. She believes the war is coming to an end soon.
And what leads her to that belief?
She wouldn't tell me. She just told me to trust her, and that she's never been wrong before.
Related to the visit, perhaps?
I can only speculate. Like I say, I've seen her get mad. I've seen her do terrible things to people. I've seen her be furious, but never at me.
I smell someone else's blood on you. You said you killed this attacker?
She nods.
Where did
Yeah.
you put the body? Maybe that will confirm.
I left
to
it in my
everyone the
room.
story. Tessie, should we go investigate?
Or is that all you need?
Tessa leans back. Cassandra Dumorn is as brilliant as she is vile. She'll have cleaned it up by now. And marching soldiers into the Mothersgaol Mercenary Company is not my idea of a good time. Do you have any evidence of what you're saying? Anything besides your word? She shakes her head. I left this morning and I never imagined that I wouldn't be going home.
Wait, Callie, question.
Yes.
Very unrelated, possibly, maybe. Did Orion ever mention who he was working for? Because he mentioned he was a mercenary, right?
He is a mercenary, but he works for the Children of the Deep.
Children of the
He's
not,
been
okay.
Yeah, he wasn't a member of the Mothersgaol Mercenary Company, but he was a sellsword.
Okay.
Yep.
Earboo still clean.
No, because the plan was I was gonna be like, oh yeah, hey, I got I can go with Rain and investigate under the ruse of, hey, like I want to hire the services of a certain sellsword who happens to be someone that I know.
Would it be reasonable to assume, Rain, that returning home now would mean the end of your life? And I think for the first time that really sinks into Rain. At first she opens her mouth to say no, but then that voice in her head tells her otherwise. Yes.
The saying is, keep your enemies close. Keep your friends close and enemies closer, Commander.
They do. Very well. Rain, in exchange for information on the workings of the Mothersgaol Mercenary Company and the things that you have done in service to it, I'll pardon you, and I'll accept you into my regiment. I will assign you work outside the city for your safety. Is that agreeable to you? She nods. Yes, it is. Very good. Then be here in an hour. You can take the room upstairs. Third on the right. Be back here in an hour. I'll have work for you. She nods and gives a polite nod. And Rain, I'm sorry for what I called you before, but I am eager to see the dog off its leash. Rain glances back and nods, heads upstairs.
Ow, ow. Sorry, that was not in character.
The two of them, she heads upstairs, while Tessa turns her attention to all of you.
Seems to be the group of stragglers, Commander.
And speaking
That
of
does.
pardons, and she'll hand over Asuka's, I assume, signed pardon.
Mm-hmm. She nods. Good. I am happy to have her in my regiment. She has too many talents and too many abilities to let be murdered by a gang of brigands.
Is that all that there is, Commander? Biggest shit-eating grin on Ramiel's face.
She's talking about Asuka.
Yeah, she's talking about Asuka right now.
Okay.
To be fair, is there an age difference between Rain and Tessa?
Yes.
I was gonna say
Significant.
Significant one. Yeah.
Tessa is in her late 30s.
Yeah.
Rain is
Fuck.
17.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, I'm pretty sure
never
Rain
mind.
is a
Disregard.
baby.
Yeah, Rain is
Disregard.
Rain is very young.
Back the ship up, dock it, sink it.
Yep.
And
Take
even
cannons off.
Asuka and her would have a pretty big age difference. Tessa's in her late 30s. Asuka's probably in her late teens, early 20s. No, she's in her late teens. She's about the same age Ayla is.
I was about to say, isn't she like 18,
Yeah, she
19?
has to be the same age as
Yeah,
Ayla.
she could be at most a year older than Ayla.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, they're both very young.
You young'uns.
Yep.
I say at like 23, 24. I don't know how old I am anymore.
You know what? And for the sake of this is a war story, we're just going to go ahead and say Rain's 18. I don't want to deal with her being 17.
Yeah, I agree.
She nods and sits down. Yes, between Arya and Asuka and now Rain, and I just came from meeting with one Orion, who has also agreed to join. We are becoming quite the group indeed.
Oh, you went to speak with him.
I have. That's where I was at this morning. He was very excited to get to switch to the same contingent you were serving in.
What a surprise.
Gonna give Ramiel the biggest shit-eating grin and bump him with a wing.
Commander, there are no rules with fraternization, are there?
As long as it doesn't get in the way of your work.
Well, good news, everyone.
To that end, I'll be sending the 4 of them to Scarlet's Deep later today. We'll see how they handle one another, see if they can get along, see if they're as half as good as you all are.
Ah, look at us, the Alpha team.
Yes.
Well, if anything,
Well,
I
that
can
only seems.
Go ahead.
I like that we just did that same thing. Well, that only seems prudent.
Does
Well,
that
if anything,
Mhm, go
sorry.
ahead. Nope, go ahead.
If anything, I can vouch for Orion's culinary expertise. So
I'm certain. He will be serving as their squadron leader until I've had a chance to properly gauge them all. We'll see how he handles it.
I don't think Oscar would take too kindly to this.
She will have to learn to.
We are all soldiers. You said 4. Orion, Asuka, Rain, and the daughter?
Arya.
Very well.
Oh gods.
If you are going to join a war, you need to know the regiment.
Yes. But I wouldn't want you all to feel left out. I have a new assignment for you as well.
Oh, good. I was getting bored.
You'll all be leaving Jet's Ambition shortly. I'll be handling preparations here. In the meanwhile, I have critical work for you elsewhere. We can muster whatever forces we like, but they'll be meaningless if we can't safely sail them to the mainland. While our navy would certainly be capable of protecting a convoy from Azure's Remembrance, it wouldn't be able to do so without incurring significant losses that we cannot afford. As such, I'm assigning you all to travel to Mothersgaol and secure the cooperation of Azure's Remembrance. If you can convince them to make a more formal alliance, all the better, but we'll settle for a non-aggression pact and permission to move our troops across the long jump.
Negotiation seems certainly a good foot to start out on.
Yes, the foundation of any effective war strategy is having your allies secured.
Braylee's definitely gonna sport like a oh god face.
Oh god. Mothersgaol is not officially allied with Azure's Remembrance, but the fact that it is the worst kept secret on Mothersgaol. It is the main, and some would say only, major base of operations for Azure's Remembrance on land. That said, they nevertheless proclaim themselves to be a neutral state, claiming that they are an elven safe haven for those who were displaced from Mitra Gloriana when it vanished 1,000 years ago.
I see. I have never been to Mothersgaol, right?
No.
don't. Okay.
I would say Braylee's probably the only one who has been,
Yeah.
and she's from there.
All right.
Yeah, I've been there. That's where I met Braylee.
Oh, that's true. Yep, you would have been there briefly.
Fair enough.
Braley and Ramiel, you would know that Mothersgaol is very much a port town. It is heavily influenced by elven architecture and design, much like Moon Bay is on Terrasen. It is also a pirate haven. The docks, the dock section of Mothersgaol is utterly massive, and the number of sailors being pirates that go in and out of Mothersgaol is staggering. I do recognize that this endeavor will likely have to be officially off the books, so I'm not expecting you to come back with a public declaration of our truce, but I need you to secure our alliance, or at least our safe passage.
How do you suggest we go about doing this then?
What sort of leeway do we have in terms of what we're able to offer?
Yes. She reaches in and pulls out a pair of sending stones, one that she holds on to and the other that she hands to you. Obviously, I cannot give you permission to just offer whatever, but this will allow you to communicate with me if you have terms that you need to send back. The man most directly in charge of Azure's Remembrance, according to our intelligence, is a man by the name of Admiral Denoran. He is a Azure Dragonborn and one of the few that still remains. His vessel is known as the Blood Price.
Has it been paid? I'm joking.
They would say no.
I apologize if you already said this. What terms can we offer them?
It is difficult for us to know precisely what they would want. They are always in need of ore, while the elves of Mothersgaol can offer them a great deal of lumber. Scarlet's Deep is well protected, and the mines therein are ours. We have ore to offer. We have vast collections of gems, but so does Mothersgaol. They may wish for more soldiers, which is definitely would be difficult for us to offer given what we're attempting to do. They are pirates. They will leverage anything they can out of you, but understand this, what we're looking to do very much accomplishes their aims. You are not operating from the position of weakness that they will try to make you feel like you're from.
This will be something that requires a minimum of 2 meetings. It sounds like.
I would not be surprised.
Holding up the sending stone.
Is Brayley familiar with the Admiral at all?
You are not familiar with the Admiral. You do know him by reputation. Admiral Denoran is, his ship is called the Blood Price for a reason. It is said that he takes no prisoners and never has. His ship is known for bleeding, and has supposedly, the rumor is, that the hull of his deck is stained red with blood. That he takes no prisoners on his ship of anyone he captures.
Yeah. Brayley definitely does look like you're excited.
Probably when they swab the decks, they swab it with blood.
That said, if he is the leader of Azure's Remembrance, and indeed you guys would be the closest thing to Azure's Remembrance that they have. They don't have any kind of formal agreements with the Warden Republic, certainly not with the Draconic Legion, whom they are fervently sworn to destroy, nor with, oh god, what's the last one? The Silver Horde. No one has an alliance with the Silver Horde. The Children of the Deep and Azure's Remembrance have operated loosely cooperative for a long time now.
If I recall, Azure's Remembrance is so scattered and disparate because they were the ones who got war crimed to start everything, right?
Yes, the beginning of this civil war was the Azure Dragonborn being genocided almost to a man. The remnants of what they have and sympathizers to them formed Azure's Remembrance, and that was when the Draconic Legion splintered. The Children of the Deep split off and became their own faction. The Warden Republic became their own faction, and the Silver Horde also withdrew, and civil war came to Mothersgaol. But the Children of the Deep and Azure's Remembrance have had a loose, unofficial alliance for some time, which is more or less played out as the Children of the Deep don't attempt to take control of the seas in the long jump, and Azure's Remembrance doesn't sack their port cities.
All right. Very well.
The best lead I have for you on attempting to locate the Admiral would be from someone I understand that you met the other night, Lady Lenneth Eastbrook.
Ah, the suspicious one.
Yes.
That was the commandant, right?
The Commodore, yes. She is a noble dignitary in the city. She will have an estate that you can locate her at. And she, if she is indeed a Commodore in Azure's remembrance, will know the location of the Admiral and be able to put you in touch with him.
If your boss is not scared her off.
Yes. She gives a very frustrated look at that. Indeed. The east gate has been locked as of late, but I will provide you with clearance to leave the city. And I await word of your successful endeavors.
So you suggest we see the Commodore first?
Yes.
And then make our way to Mothersgaol.
Yes. Well, the Commodore is back in Mothersgaol already.
My apologies.
She teleported back early this morning.
Hmm.
Unfortunately. I would ask that you go find her first. She will be able to broker a meeting with the Admiral.
Very well.
Is there anything else that I can answer for you?
When are they due to depart?
Whom?
The potential recruits that you
Well, I will be speaking with them within an hour, and I would have them leave by daybreak tomorrow.
would we be allowed to speak to them before?
Of course, they're not hostages. Tessa will stand then, and she tosses a bag of 1,000 gold pieces onto the table to cover any supplies that you need or any expenses you incur along the way, as well as your monthly paychecks. You have seen a significant bump in your pay rate. We pay our officers far better than our mercenaries.
Ooh. Does that mean I can get breastplate?
Perhaps.
It's 400 gold, guys. I won't.
I say you can add 1,000 gold pieces to your party inventory, party loot.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, were we good with just
Yep,
adding
just-
that into the communal pot?
Just put in the communal pot.
And she bows her head. Best of luck to you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we have supplies we can get, and also I do not know if perhaps we should let the gala know about the Dahlia.
Oh, right. How did that visit go?
Ah, you were not there. We were simply asked if we could to find who the bomber was, and while we do not know, we have a name now.
Dahlia. Wait. So, you spoke with them personally?
The gala members? Or the Dahlia?
The Missy Gala's
We spoke.
staff.
We spoke with a Mademoiselle Phelan Decour, who is the one who runs it, and a couple of her actors.
Would she happen to know who, given that she runs the place, would she happen to know who wrote the play?
Did she tell us that?
She didn't tell you, no.
We did not deign to ask that question. We were more focused on the bomber.
Do you have notes for her, Ram Ram?
Oh, yes, I do. Believe it or not, I would care to, if there are any plays that are being made, to depict my family, especially my mother, I'd like them to, be accurate, at the very least, to the naming.
Right. Well, it seems we have some things to do before we leave, if that is one of them. One of them.
All right. So, obviously, you do have the day. whatever you all want to do or need to do before you set out. You'll leave tomorrow morning as well. So, what all would you like to do?
I have a dumb question.
Yes.
I probably have a dumb answer.
How much are +1 longswords?
500 gold pieces.
Shit.
Yeah, I was thinking of. I'm kind of torn. I think I'm just gonna get the medium armor chain shirt because that will give me as much AC as the studded leather. But I'm hoping to have a feat where it'd be better at some point. Nova has something she's gonna buy. It's only worth 50 gold. To get better armor. They offered the Misty Gala just because in case people forgot about it, but
So I will say that for each of you, it is 100 gold pieces, which was your pay, and then the other 500 was for your supplies and outfitting. So you each did get 100 gold pieces that you could spend however you want.
Well, that's nifty. In that case, will give me just a hot second to look up prices.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
How much would a second weapon link accessory be?
What's the rarity of the magic item?
Uncommon.
I'd say you can find one for probably 250 gold pieces.
How much do we have in the party loot?
1,250 gold.
Hey, Callie.
Yes.
All right.
Hold up. I'm about to send you something on DM. How much would this be?
If we don't mind me taking 200 out of the party loot, I can pay 50 of it myself.
That sounds fine with me, price-wise.
I was gonna say we have enough that if we all want to get something, that's a 250 each split. I don't at this particular point have anything I have my eye on.
How much is a cloak of protection? I can't find.
500 gold pieces.
500?
Uncommon.
Okay.
A lot of the stuff doesn't actually have listed prices.
Yeah, they're not listed prices. You
Yeah,
just
sorry.
go based kind of off the rarity and
Partially because at the time when the DMG came out, you were supposed to get like one magic item per person per campaign. Was their design ethos thing. Is that magic items are rare, so you don't have to worry about balancing around them. So you can't have prices because you can't just go to a store and buy them. But, you know, everybody else is like, well, that's stupid.
Let's see. Okay. Yeah, sorry, I'm just kind of looking up. I guess we're going to go shopping a little bit first, I think.
Yeah, that's
so
fine.
I definitely want to get chainmail, I think it was, which I think was 50 gold for what I saw. Does that sound right to you? It's a medium armor, but it's one of the cheaper ones.
Yeah, I think it's 50 gold pieces. Let me check. Medium chain shirt is 50 gold pieces, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to get that.
You said it was 250 for the weapon link?
Yes, 250 for the weapon link.
I paid 50 of it.
I can pay for my own armor, so don't worry about that.
Okay.
I'll let you know what I want to get from the pod, but I got plenty for that. Normal chainmail.
That's just for me to mark my own stuff down once we're all done. Mine would basically just be it would be like just basic supplies, food, that sort of bullshit.
Yeah, Briley would definitely be interested in food too.
Yeah, you guys are able to get. I will say, it is expected to be a 3-day walk to get through the Dying Forest to meet your Scaleth. So you buy, you know, like any good people, you stock for twice the different distance of the journey. So you stock a week's worth of supplies. I would say you can buy a week's worth of supplies for 5 gold pieces. If you want to rent a horse and carrot and cart, that would be an additional 25 gold pieces.
At that point, we wouldn't be taking that long. And also, though, I don't think a carriage will do us much good in the forest.
I mean, that's fair. You do know that the terrain of this land is very uneven.
That cart's probably not a great idea then.
Mounts in general, how do we all feel about that?
I don't think it's a bad idea.
Like personal mounts?
Like, yeah, like, oh, we've all bought, horses.
I don't know that we want to buy them considering we're about to go to a different continent.
Fair enough. So we'll just skip it and we'll take that because she didn't. What's our time frame for the whole turnaround on this?
Like how quickly are you supposed to do the job?
Yeah.
You haven't been given a time because the invasion can't happen unless you succeed.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. So since we've not been given any indication that time is at all a factor, I don't see the need on expending money on faster travel at this particular juncture.
We can walk. It's a nice walk.
Yeah, especially if we're just getting a week's worth of supplies to cover there and back.
How much is a Featherfall token?
Featherfall token. A feather token. Common magic item. I would say you can find them for 20 gold pieces.
So 20 for 1 coin.
Yep, 20 for a coin.
Oh, what does Burley know, about the Dying Forest?
What do you know about the Dying Forest? Make a history check at advantage.
History check with advantage. Is that like a...
You get to roll the d20 twice and take the higher number.
Ooh. One, two. Oops, it's gonna go a third time. Ignore that.
Guess the 16.
Well, luckily it matches.
The Dying Forest, contrary to its name, is quite lively, I would say. It is well known for being abundant with life and biodiversity. You actually very much enjoyed traveling through it because there were lots of cool mushrooms to look at. It was renamed near the beginning of the war, though you aren't certain why the name was changed. It was before that it was called the Relest Forest, but you don't know what the circumstances of the change were.
Or who did the change? Who went around and just changed all the fucking cartographers' maps? It's a fucking conspiracy.
Yeah, Sprayly's definitely gonna just be like, we can just go, we're gonna walk, we're gonna camp, it's gonna be so much fun. We don't
Ah,
need
yes.
mounts.
Camping.
A little bit of roughing it on occasion is certainly quite good. Plus, on a practical matter, it would help us considering we will likely be forced into such conditions in any conflict to come, so doing so in a much lower stakes situation. Get some practice for anybody who is not used to such a thing.
Camping is camping. I have certainly slept in worse places.
Is the 100 for the token coming out of the party number?
Oh, well, it just kind of depends. I'm a weirdo who thinks everyone should have 1 Featherfall token.
I mean, we can just take 500 and do that.
Oh no,
If
one
everybody's-
is 20, so
Yeah, they're
5
20
would
apiece.
be 100.
Oh, 100? We can
I don't-
extremely do that.
I don't think I need one.
Fine.
You can
Four.
just fly.
No.
Fine.
Unless you get paralyzed.
Mm-hmm.
That
Of
is
course, if
true.
you got paralyzed, I don't know how you'd use the token, but
I think it just activates.
Oh, that's true. It does just activate when you start falling.
Yeah. Just pay 100. Everyone gets a Featherfall token.
Hey,
Hmm?
I think Ayla will look a little offended, but take it anyways.
I think Noah will be like, what if
Listen,
you were
I'm
paralyzed?
sure we'll end up getting somebody else with us who could have use of this.
it's the wondrous item one, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Feather token for Featherfall.
Equipment.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get that out of the group fund since it is for the group then.
Yes. So 100.
Logic or some bullshit.
So 100 for everyone gets 1. Yeah, you don't have to activate. It just says when you fall at least 20 feet while it's on your person, you descend 60 feet per round and take no damage from falling. So yes, it is automatically activated. That's what makes them so nice. So we've got food. And I'm guessing whatever other... Do I not have a tent? How do I not have a tent? We're gonna say we bought a tent.
I think like your starting stuff with that.
I know,
is,
it's-
like it depends on which pack you get.
Yeah, maybe I didn't get the...
There's like what explorers, dungeoneers.
Yeah, maybe I
There's
got
like a
And or
handful.
also
Should we get a couple
your
tents?
background.
Oh, yeah, that's true too. Your background can affect that.
Either way.
But yeah, no, presumably that would, at least my
It's part-
intention, and you know, if Callie's okay with that, then we can include that in like the supplies.
Yeah,
Sounds
that's
good.
absolutely fine.
All right. The thing I want is 500 gold, so we're not getting that yet. I want a cloak of protection. So we will wait.
Fair enough.
Yeah,
Is there-
we're not at the point of funds where that is just fine to blow that much
Agreed.
on somebody getting a +1.
It is totally fine. I did get armor that at least increased my AC by 1, so that is good. All is well.
All right.
Anything else?
Any other shopping people?
I did my shopping privately.
Yep.
Okay.
You are all good. I'm sorry, I'm just making something right quick, just so I know.
She's making secret things.
I am making secret things.
How could you be so secretive? How could you do that to us?
I know.
Oh god, all the secrets. I am witnessing the secrets in real time.
Oh god.
You okay?
Yeah. Sorry, my eye it's really bad.
Yeah, so when we're done shopping, do we want to deliver information to the Misty Gala?
You certainly can. Do you want to?
Get some extra money, right?
Seems like a good call.
All right.
I would like to, but I would like to make a quick detour before we do.
Okay.
Oh, for what, pray tell?
Ramiel's going to, are we still under lockdown or,
No, you are officially allowed to leave the place after talking to Tessa.
Okay. Well, before he leaves, he's gonna go see, General and Cadence, see how they're doing.
They have left. They left
Oh, they
early in the
have?
morning. Mm-hmm. They got places to be.
Then in that case, I would like to go, I don't know if Commander Alspeth, told us where, she's gathering the second regiment.
I mean, they're all meeting in the room upstairs that you all originally met in. So it's a little while later when you're returning. Actually, if you get back around the time, they're all going to meet that Orion actually arrives because he was out. But so he arrives and is like, "Oh, finally, they let me back in."
Oh, it's like right.
He got fucking kicked out.
He did. He got kicked out and hasn't been able to get back in.
Gonna not so subtly shove Ramiel at Orion.
Riley's gonna snort.
Strain his robes a bit and go.
Yes, I do believe I need to apologize for the unduly eviction. But may I speak with you in private?
Oh, yeah, absolutely, of course. You want to step outside or just get up a room or?
This room is fine.
All right. He follows you in. What can I do for you?
So I don't. How much did you hear from the good commander about
Oh, she explained to me the whole deal. We're gonna be marching on the mainland, and I get to be in the same regiment as you. I couldn't say no.
the whole thing, including
Including my new teammates. Yeah, I understand that I got the Thieves Guild leader and one of them Mothersgaol mercenary people. So that's gonna be like putting dogs in a pit together. It's gonna go one of two ways, and either way, you don't want to be there watching.
well, right. Did she mention about the third person that you'll be?
Oh, yeah, the general's daughter. Big deal.
Has she told you anything about her?
I haven't gotten to meet Ms. Arya yet. I'm gonna do my best to be polite.
Right. He's really conflicted about this. Okay. Take my word of advice. Take her seriously. She does not like being coddled, or at the very least, being treated that as someone who's just the general's daughter, so to speak.
I find that really nobody likes being coddled, and well, I think she wouldn't have been accepted into this regiment if she wasn't perfectly capable of doing her job. After all, as I look around, I see that this place only accepts the best.
Faint blush. Right. Right. And if she has anything to say about me specifically, try to ignore her.
Oh, wait, does she know you?
In a manner of speaking, yes.
Oh my gosh, she's gonna be my best friend. We're gonna be up late talking all the time.
No, that's perfectly not necessary.
I want to hear all the stories.
Oh God. Yeah, if she tells you any embarrassing stories about me, do ignore her. She doesn't know what she's talking about.
He just gives you a very knowing smile. Rami is okay. Those embarrassing stories are a way of, showing affection.
Well, I'm only going to say this one. She's family. She's my sister, and yes, that means I'm also related to the general. Anyway, I hear that you're going to be doing an assignment, and it seems that I will also be doing an assignment in the meantime. So I wanted to take this opportunity too, and he's going to grab his hand, grab something from his pouch, put it in his hand, close it, and turn. Anyway, this is for you. It's a good luck charm and maybe something to remember me by, just in case something happens. If the worst comes to pass, goodbye.
He looks at the silver ring in his hand and is like, I think you're supposed to be down on a knee when you hand me this.
Oh no. This is not a proposal. This is like I said, it's a good luck charm.
Promise ring.
It's a promise ring.
Oh boy.
Oh. Well, do you have one then?
And he holds up his right hand and shows the ring on his ring finger.
He seems to think for a moment. Can I
The
see it
tip
for a
of-
moment?
And he's still not looking at Orion at all. As he kind of turns and just kind of like holds up his hand.
He, if you let him, will take your hand and slides the ring off for a moment. He closes it in his hand and whispers something, and a light peers out between the cracks in his fingers, and then he opens it, and the ring now has little runes around the edge of it that are glowing, and he slides it onto your finger again. There we go. Just in case you fall in some deep water or something, that'll let you walk on it.
Oh.
That's nice. Free magic item.
As
Oh,
he
I-
uses an artificer infusion to infuse your ring.
Oh, that
I
was what
didn't
you
know
were
could
doing.
do that.
He nods. Oh yeah, my sister taught me all there is to know about working on machines.
Oh no.
What?
And yes, he's an artificer with an 8 in intelligence.
I have a lot of questions.
No, I just got that. I was like, no, it would make sense that the sort of country hick would still be able to do machinery stuff.
How else is he gonna fix them tractors?
He's got a 19 in strength, an 18 in constitution, and a 16 in wisdom, but an 8 in intelligence.
Well,
Perfect.
thank you. I don't know what to say.
I just appreciate that if you wore that, and that way, if you fall in some deep water, you don't drown. I had a bad history with that happening to people I like.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Why? You got trauma.
Whoa.
He's gonna motion for Orion to sit on the chair so he can actually like be on eye level with him.
This utterly massive man sits down.
Big man, tiny chair.
Yeah.
And Ramiel is gonna walk up and give him a peck on the forehead.
He smiles, but shakes his head. Nah, where I come from, when two people who care about each other are getting ready to leave, they do it a little more like this. And he puts an arm around you and gives you a firm pull closer and kisses your lips.
He is very surprised at that, and at first, like the initial reaction is, oh God, what is happening, and kind of lets himself sink into it.
Mm-hmm. When it
And
eventually breaks, and he realizes, like, now you'll be excited to come back.
will I?
He winks. I think so.
Well, it's a lot of firsts for me.
Was that your first kiss?
No.
Oh, okay, good. I was worried I took your first kiss. I'm sorry. I would have asked if I had thought. I should have asked anyway.
No,
I'm so
it's-
sorry.
Well, you are my first. I just happen to have taken the initiative. Before.
Well,
Eyes darting.
he smiles. Well, I hope it lived up.
You tasted like raspberries.
Oh yeah, I had raspberry pie for lunch today.
Well,
Oh boy.
then and now. On
nods.
our dates.
He nods.
That was my first kiss.
Well, then hopefully we'll get to have your next one after we're both successful on this mission, and hopefully my two of my teammates don't pick a fight.
Well, how good are you at breaking fights?
He
Among the
cracks the knuckles.
ladies.
Oh, don't worry. I used to have to get in between my big sister and my big brother all the time.
You might have to get in between all three ladies.
He gives a look like. Eh.
I know it's especially if one of them is sister, but
Yeah, I'll don't worry. I'll keep an eye on her.
please do. And if she asks, don't mention me. I
You
don't
get
think
the
she-
sense that he is going to mention you at every possible opportunity.
I don't think she'd take too kindly if her big brother happened to be one of those types where they seem to dote on their sisters in the sense that it'd smother them. They got that much from both of those, but yeah, well, I have a rather personal question for you then. That adds of curiosity then.
All right.
And he kind of like looks over the shoulder and makes sure that no one is actually like watching them or listening in. And he's going to lean in and he goes, I don't know how it was for you, but if and when things advance with us, if you're amenable to that, I am not experienced in that department.
He nods. Well,
So,
I'm not saying that that I've had a lot of experience, but I know my way around the block, if you know what I mean. And I'll
I don't actually.
oh. Well, I'll put it this way to you. I'm sure you'll learn quickly. And he winks.
Big blush. He's going to hide his face. And he goes, well, let's hope that both of our endeavors and excursions are successful. I'm eager to learn.
He nods. Then we will soon. And he stands up finally. Best of luck to you, Rami. See you on the other side.
Rami.
Oh, do you not like it?
No, it's different. It seems I am getting a lot of nicknames lately. Ram from Brayley, as she's fond of calling me. Not sure where that came from, but
Thinks about
Ram.
that. It's cute. I like it.
Oh, don't you start calling me Ram.
He no, he wouldn't say that. Callie would, but he wouldn't say that. He nods, and with that, he departs to go make his meeting.
And Ramiel is going to walk up to Ayla and go, really?
Really
Every
what?
time? Every time?
Must have been the wind.
Yeah, feathery wind. And and he's going to hold up he's going to hold up his hand and show her the ring.
I think it goes on the other hand.
I'm aware. Wait. No. No, this is not a proposal. This is a promise ring.
Oh, is it?
Yes.
That doesn't make your point any better.
Isn't that just a proposal with extra steps?
No, it's we're not at that stage yet. I mean,
I'm with Layla on this one. That just sounds like a proposal with extra steps.
it's not a proposal. We've barely known each other for what, a week? 2?
Can I see your engagement ring? And Brayley will stick her name out.
I mean, what is it a promise for exactly?
Given Brayley's family business in gemstones, I'm sure she could whip up something more appropriate.
Oh, it's well. He enchanted it. Okay. I didn't get the chance to do the same for
He
the one.
He enchanted it or enchanted you?
We can get the wedding bands at my dad's. The family business. We can prepare them and bring them back. It'll be great.
Braylee, we're not planning a wedding. There's no wedding.
She's just too excited about the ring. We're already planning everything.
I just imagine she's
Look.
already like has like half a page of notes out.
Look, Ramiel, we're about to go to war. It's fine if things move quickly.
Brayley, by the way, definitely has one of those big wedding planning books. Like, for sure she has that.
For every occasion.
Like she has one of them fucking mood boards with the
Yeah,
with the
A vision board.
Fantasy Pinterest.
Yeah,
Fantasy
this
Pinterest.
is Pinterest, absolutely.
It's like a giant leaf with like notes on.
instead of red thread running around, it's just yellow.
Oh, jeez.
How would? No, it's okay. Okay, I'll be frank. Yes, I like him. He's cute. But God, I don't think I'm ready for this. It's a lot.
I mean, do you
God's
not
the first
want
time. I'd love to, but that's
Oh, there we
I-
go.
to? That sounds ready enough to me then, dear.
I don't
gosh.
know if I deserve him.
Oh, you do.
That, look at me. And he's just gonna like do the hiccup How to Train Your Dragon gesture.
Oh no, a powerful sorcerer.
I'm not
You want to take it on a test run first? Before another date?
listen. The first time
Actually, no, she has a point.
the first time I learned about my preferences, it wasn't some big awakening. No, it was a series of steps that I kind of learned over the course of the years, just learning. Oh, hey, that boy's cute. Why is he on my mind? Oh, he has a nice smile. Oh, he has. It wasn't one person. If this is the first time that it has happened, with the one person in particular, and he hasn't left. I'm rambling. Anyways,
I think
Layla's slowly nodding her head the whole way. Sometimes that's how it is. Sometimes it's all at once, and sometimes it's something you realize in gradual steps.
I think
As long
needless
as
to
you
say,
as long as you proceed how you're comfortable.
you all bust Ramiel's chops the
Mhm.
entire way over to the Misty Gala.
Hell yeah.
by
you
by
are-
the time they get to the Mystic Gala, Ramiel is actually like super huffy mad again for a different reason.
You make it to the Misty Gala, and you are again allowed inside. Phelan Decor, comes out to meet you, and she looks pleased as she sees you all. Ah, excellent. You have news for me?
Good news, bad news?
I'm sure.
Well, bad news is we do not have the person apprehended, but the good news we have a name.
A name?
Well,
And
moniker.
Very general description.
Very well. I believe it's a start, at least.
Zidalia.
The Dahlia.
Elven woman, long hair, possibly died. Apparently has something against the wealthy, which who doesn't?
As a member of the wealthy, she kind of glances at you.
Ayla just nods with Nova.
I see.
Sorry, Fayla, I love you.
Well then, the Dahlia.
Apparently, it's what a message, so to speak. I do not know if it was personal.
Apparently also funded by the Mothersgaol mercenary company.
Or was for the attack, at least.
She has a very scary look on her face. When this woman glares, it is actually terrifying.
Yeah, it is.
Interesting. Thank you for the information.
I am afraid we will not be in town much longer, but wanted to at least make you aware of what we knew.
Thank you. I will put out my own feelers to see if I can't locate this Dahlia. She kind of blinks, trying to think, like, why is that name sticking out in her head?
Something,
Like she knows.
something familiar?
Dahlia is a very specific kind of flower. It's commonly known as the water lily.
You did not. You did not. Sorry, out of character. Water lily? Does that mean something?
Perhaps. I will reach out to you once I've had my people learn what they can. When you encounter this person, I will pay you 1,000 gold pieces if you bring their body to me. 2,000 if you bring them alive.
You are a vengeful woman.
You have no idea.
Speaking of your people, hi, you wouldn't happen to know the writer for the Whispers and Silence play, would you?
I do, yes.
Good. I have some if you'd permit me, I'd like to speak with them, if you so please.
That, I fear, will be quite difficult. I haven't been able to get in contact with them in a while.
Would you be able to give us a name?
Yes. Their name is Melisandre.
Oh my gosh. Wait, you mean to tell me, Melis?
I'm sorry, is there something wrong?
No, no, everything is perfectly fine. What the fuck?
Yes, I know it is perhaps somewhat tasteless to take the word of a blind girl on what happened, but
No,
she seemed quite certain of it.
No, she's a reliable source. Given that she was present for most of said events. Did
Indeed,
she
she wrote it. She wrote it alongside Melody of the Ivory herself.
Awkward.
I see. And I suppose the naming it was intentional.
Oh, she did apologize about some of the spellings of the names. She has trouble with letters.
Oh,
Okay.
there's no editors.
Understandable.
If you'd permit me, I can provide with the correct pronunciations.
They were insistent that as they are written is how they would like them.
By Melisandre or Melody?
Yes.
And Brombiel kind of like deflates a bit with that, and he goes, I suppose.
If you're concerned about the accuracy of it, Melody assured me that this is exactly how it played out.
No, I'm sure she did.
Ramiel, I am apologize for returning things a little back to business, but I have to ask Mademoiselle Decour,
Oh, of course.
do you know something about this Dahlia? Any suspicions we should be aware of?
Possibly. I was dating a girl one time, and my nickname for her was my water lily.
Your water lily.
It was a pet name.
A
But-
captain, perhaps?
And this
Why would you ask
is-
that?
Water
Ah.
lily?
She was a member of Azure's Remembrance. Captain is a
There it is.
captain is a rather disingenuous term for what she was, but yes, pirate would be better.
A wealthy patroness dating a pirate.
I'm not here to explain my social life to you. If you want the money, go and bring her. Otherwise, leave.
We'll bring her alive then.
Must have been a bad breakup.
We're simply trying to get in what information we can. No offense is meant.
Of course. Well, if you'll excuse me, I have much to do to secure funds to restore my theater. And she very abruptly leaves the room.
Awkward!
Brombiel is rubbing his temples. Of course, she fucking wrote the play.
She is very adamant that that is what happened. And that is how she looked during the events of it.
Well, either way, we have another connection to this Azure's Remembrance. Don't know why they would be so interested in blowing up wealthy things in this city, but
I'm going to go with personal grudge.
fair enough. Personal grudge against the next lover, that is rough, buddy.
It's a tale as old as time.
Blowing up a theater is a bit extreme.
The theater represents, I think, the most excess when it comes to wealth, perhaps. At least I was never able to afford a theater performance before this time, so
No, you'd be about right.
expensive.
As someone who attended the theater a lot as a kid.
Probably mandatory, even.
Yes.
Either way, we are done with the next progression of our quest, and should fate allow it, perhaps we will meet this roguish water lily.
Perhaps. Stranger things have happened.
Stranger things have happened. So, any other business we must conclude here before we depart?
The next morning, you all say your goodbyes and head out. Approaching the east gate, you see that indeed the portcullis is down and there are some people with carts waiting in a line to exit the city. In addition, the nearby gatehouse has people milling about. As you enter, one of the men behind the desk looks up and groans. East gate's closed. Recommend you look for a boat or change your destination to Scarlet's Deep, he says, likely for the 100th time that morning.
Papers, please. I assume we have papers, right?
She did give you a pass to leave, yeah.
All right. I don't. Does someone else have the pass?
No, you don't understand. We have special permission.
Here is the pass.
Everyone who comes in here has special
Legit special
You actually
permission.
do have special permission.
Somebody has to.
I suppose so. He looks you all over. You don't look like lieutenants.
Do you need an introduction? Proof? A battle?
No.
Do you believe that we have obtained such identification illegally?
20
Illegitimately?
21 in persuasion, if that would be helpful.
He nods. No, I don't think you stole it. The road has been closed for a few days now. Caravans have been going missing.
Bandits? Robbers?
We thought so. We sent out a contingent of soldiers to investigate. We sent out 10 men. One came back. He claimed they were butchered by
horrible.
ghosts.
By what?
Ghosts.
Ghosts. Oh.
So he said.
Dreadful.
We've called up a larger expedition to go into the forest and get some help from the church, but until that's completed, we haven't been allowing anyone through. But you have special permission. Give me a moment. I just need to run it over with my CO.
Of course.
Takes your documentation, gives it a long look, and then he steps back into another room. While you're waiting, you're approached by a cloaked woman and a young elven man. The woman has every inch of her skin covered and a large book strapped to her waist. The elven man looks to be in his late 20s, still young for a Nodweir elf, and has a long bow over his back and a short sword on either hip. His long red hair is tied back into a tight braid. "Excuse me," asks the woman. "Do you have permission to go through the gate?"
We do.
That depends who's asking.
Well, I need to get back to Mitra Scaleth as quickly as possible. The elven man, kind of grunts. "You can't tell them that." And she looks at him. If we're going to ask them to trust us, I think we have to at least tell them our names. And he shakes his head. No. And she kind of, and looks at you. "Hi, I'm Felicia of the Azure." And he just smacks his forehead.
Oh.
And how does that name hit the memory banks?
Everyone can make a history check. Layla, you don't have to.
14.
She's an Azure Dragonborn, which is a big deal. There are not very many of them. Layla, you know that name. Your mother's sister, your aunt, had a daughter named Felicia. well, supposedly they were both killed, so you definitely don't expect that you would have living family from them, but perhaps.
Hey, cousin.
Kinda.
Yeah, no. Okay, so at that point would definitely start at the name and sort of look them both. Are you quite sure on that?
Am I sure of my name? Yes. Oh,
I
and
realize how that must sound.
and the curmudgeon here is his name is Lysander. And he glanced over. Lysander Elmview. Nice to meet you.
Does that ring a bell at all?
No, that
Okay.
name does not ring a bell.
Well, how little is this girl?
She's cloaked from head to toe. You have no idea.
Well, I mean, like, even height-wise.
Oh, how tall is she?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like most Dragonborn, she's relatively tall. She's probably
Okay.
a little over
But
6 feet.
Okay, no, that was sort of the question, was because I was
Is
going
she a
to-
Dragonborn? Yes.
Well,
Or a
because I was
child.
going to get down. If it was like a child, yeah, I was
yeah.
going to get down on that level. I had heard that you were dead.
You heard that I was dead? Who's saying that I'm dead? Lysander's like, please do not make a scene, Felicia.
No, it's
And she nods. Oh, right.
it's quite okay. My name's Layla of the Sable, and
Sable. Oh, hey, Mom used to be a Sable.
slowly nod. Well, as I said, the news was not good,
Oh!
but
Oh, you're like my, she like looks at you. Great aunt?
somewhere around there, and step in.
She's your cousin.
I was gonna say great aunt.
Not worried about the particularities
Yeah.
right now. Step in. Hug. All that.
Yeah. Oh, right. And she hugs you. So, right, like, do you all have permission to go through the gate?
We do, although I don't know that it extends to others.
They don't. I mean,
Well, I
But
mean,
the
if you're military, I'm sure you could deputize to more individuals who desperately need to get back to Major Scala.
Did the pass specifically say how many of our number
No,
are permitted?
it said that your
That
adventuring group
said-
was allowed through.
Yeah, what did it just said that we were given permission to go through, right?
Yeah, it basically said that you are acting on behalf of Commander Tessa Alspeth, and by her decree, you have permission to pass through the gate.
Okay, quick powwow.
Advise us favor with the Azure.
Lysander's like,
What?
you know, if I'm gonna swear my life to protect you, I'm gonna need you to have a little bit of respect for that. And she's like, Felicia is like, oh, come on, they look nice.
No.
And
What are
they
you
look-
talking about? It all worked out.
Lysander looks over. I would say 2 of them look nice.
2 of them.
Which
Yeah, which two?
It's definitely Brayley and Layla. That's what I would say. The rest of us probably look scary as fuck. Layla, what you wish to bring them with us? It
Well,
could
if
be a
nobody's-
liability.
That is true, but if nobody is actually opposed,
What's the rush? Like, why do they have to get out?
And more
That is
importantly, why is
actually
she
an-
here?
that is an excellent question. Perhaps, and look over where, they took the stuff. Perhaps we should have that illuminated while we wait.
As you reapproach the group. She looks, well, you don't know if she's looking up excitedly or not, but her head tilts up towards you. Yes?
Perhaps. What's the story with all of it? Why are you here? Why do you need to get back so urgently?
Oh, right. Well, I'm here studying. I'm training to be abjuration wizard, and she holds up her spellbook. But after the explosion in the city and the assassination thing that has been going on, my family's ordered me back home.
I had heard they all died. Just to
Yeah,
clarify,
you've never met your aunt or your cousin, but your mom told you that they all died.
okay. I wanted to clarify that.
Mhm.
Your family.
She nods. Yeah.
Now, I understand in wartime the news is not always the most reliable, but again, I had heard that they were, all yourself included,
Oh.
dead.
Well, no, I didn't die, but my
Clearly.
mom did. My adoptive family is wanting me back.
You're quite a small but in this case meaningful distinction.
Yes.
Sad smile.
If you don't mind our asking, with whom would we have the pleasure of delivering you to?
She hesitates and then looks at Lysander, who gives her a look of like, no. But she likes,
Oh, not a, oh, now you ask for permission?
yeah. He has been with her long enough to know that she would respond something to the fact, yeah, now I need it.
Be a very tired bodyguard.
He is a very tired bodyguard.
My favorite type.
But she knows, they're not going to take us otherwise. And he's like, they might. It looks like that one's your cousin. And she shakes her head. I mean, yeah, but like we've never even met each other. Yeah, no. So Lady Eastbrook is my adoptive mom, and yeah. I'm sure she would probably, if I told her that you all helped me get through the gate, she'd probably cut you a little, coin.
Now we don't have a choice.
You don't? Wait, you're not going to take me, are you?
Nova looks to the others like, now we have to.
Yeah, now we have to.
Yes, you do. Okay, I don't know what's happening, but yes, absolutely.
Just don't touch my snacks.
Brayley gets.
I'm gay.
No.
What?
Wait, why would that matter?
What?
Brayley is a woman.
Oh, yeah, sorry. Non-dragonborn sometimes confuse me.
Snacks?
That's okay.
Oh, snacks!
Did you think she said snatch?
No, I heard sax.
I heard
Well,
that.
you
I
can't
thought
touch
she
either.
I thought she was either packing or a really good brass instrument player.
No, Brayley literally will be a
Really?
bear
Like,
if you
look there
steal
like-
her
like,
food.
what?
Oh, yeah. No, don't worry. I brought my own snacks. I got plenty.
Good.
Also, I apologize, Lysander.
Lysander looks so tired.
I meant her gay comment.
Oh, Lysander. Lysander does not care.
Listen, just because that's a popular trope.
Robbie
No, it's
Robbie
just my
actually
favorite
looks
shirt,
at
that's all it is.
Lysander and holds up his right hand and just kind of like does like a motion, and kind of like raises an eyebrow, kind of like in a questioning manner.
What motion?
Let me describe this. Like he puts his hand up and just kind of like not like a wave,
Right.
but like
What's he trying to convey?
are you gay?
Oh, is
That
Lysander.
hand motion.
Oh,
Yeah, What kind of handkerchief is coming out of his pocket?
Got it. Lysander raises an eyebrow and he says, I find beauty in all.
Ooh.
Indeed, he is pansexual.
Hell yeah.
Sage nod. Sage nod.
Hell yeah. Love
The
me my
one
pants.
true path.
Hell
Love-
yeah, brother.
Hell yeah, love my pants. Anyway,
Anyway,
so
yes,
then it
if
is,
you would allow us to accompany you, I assure you we are both quite capable.
Well, thankfully, your mother is on the way.
He gives you a very suspicious look at that.
Well, obviously we have our own business to attend to, but
With Lady Eastbrook.
At the moment, our goals align. You need to be escorted.
no, but in Midras Scaleth. So,
Very well.
as she said, along the way. An
Well.
easy enough detour.
Very well.
Especially for family. Family thought lost at that.
Felicia claps her gloved hands together. All right, that's great. Perfect. All right, Lice, I think we got this. Mom won't be mad. And he gives her a look like, oh, really? Is that what you think? That's adorable. I love that. It's a moment later when the guard comes back out and nods. All right. My CO says you're good to go, but warns you that there may not be any reinforcements coming for some time, so you're on your own.
We are capable enough of protecting ourselves and our charges here.
He returns your pass to you. Oh, you finally conned one of them into taking you, huh? He says, looking at the two, and Felicia raises a hand. No, it's fine. These are the ones we were waiting for all day. And he just gives a very
I
blunt look.
entirely believe that.
Please just leave.
Then let us be off. Not a moment to lose.
And you all depart into the forest.
Wait! Before I do, I'm gonna take out a gold from my pouch and hand it to that officer for your troubles.
You don't have enough money in the world for my troubles.
Well, this particular trouble,
Wow.
and he jabs a thumb at Felicia.
He just nods sagely and takes the coin.
Bye, Felicia.
God.
So you head on out. The city safely behind you, your group sets out for the 3-day trek through the dying forest. Contrary to its namesake, you find it to be a forest replete with life and vitality. Massive trees sprawl across and shape the landscape, leading to dramatic swings in elevation as you maneuver the roadway. Long vines hang down from the trees, and occasionally you see a monkey hop across one. Everywhere around you, the sounds of birds and bugs condense into a pleasant background drone. And you meander along. Would someone like to make me a survival check for your first day's travel?
Not me.
Shit.
I think I finally made a character
Oh,
that's not good
I
at survival. Oh,
I
she's
can.
decent.
Since nobody else is stepping up to it, I will.
All right.
I have a +1.
I have a +5 because
Oh.
it's a wisdom skill.
'Cause wisdom. Yep, all you wisdom people. It's not me anymore.
So that's a 16.
Should all of the high wisdom people?
Yeah, Brayley, go for it. Give me a survival check. Show me what you got.
You're a druid.
This is your thing.
All right. Your journey for the day is a pleasant one. The weather is nice on the continent today. The sun shines. Of course, you're going deeper into the forest, so the sunshine doesn't matter as much, though it does still pierce through the trees in certain spots. You travel a mostly uneventful day that winds up with you about, indeed, halfway through your journey, maybe a little less. And you start to bed down for the night, setting up a campsite. True to their word, Felicia and Lysander are both very capable and are very helpful in getting the campsite set up. You would say Lysander's probably better at it than Felicia is. Felicia is definitely a scholar and not the outdoorsy type, but she is capable. As you all start to sit around the campfire and dinner is being prepared, she finally starts to take off some of the many layers of cloaking that are covering her. And as she does, peeling off her gloves first, you see scales that shimmer like sapphires, reflecting the light around them and glistening and glowing a beautiful blue. And then she eventually lowers her hood too to show that indeed she is not just an Azure Dragonborn, she is a child of Azure, and perhaps one of the last still alive.
Huh.
Ramiel, you'd be very familiar with this. Melody was a actual child of Ivory, not just an Ivory Dragonborn.
As
Not
with
simply a
Tashira.
descendant.
As was Tashira of Scarlet, yes.
So, what reason for all the coverage?
She seems to think about how she wants to say the answer, and Lysander speaks up. She is a child of Azure. Rest
The
in
glimmering
peace.
scales are evidence.
Indeed. Were she to be kidnapped, the ransom she could be held for would be massive. She would be a target, as she is.
In a way, she's a princess.
Something like that, yes. She is, to our knowledge, the last of her kind.
Of the Azure developers.
Well, we'll see what we can do about making that no longer the case. If one survived despite reports to the contrary, perhaps there were others.
She nods and looks around. This place was once called the Reless Forest. There was a large dragonborn azure settlement here in the trees. When the genocide came, they were all butchered, including my family. A small contingent of elves from Mothersgaol came out and attempted to fight off the attackers. Most of them were killed as well. But a few that survived managed to steal away a couple of the Azure before we could be killed, myself included, though I was an infant at the time. And that is how I came to live in Mothersgaol.
I'm so sorry.
Oh, it happened before I even knew what was happening. It's mostly just stories that I've been told at this point. I don't remember any of it.
Reach over and squeeze hand regardless.
Lady Eastbrook, or Lady Leneth, has been my mother ever since then. She took me in. And it's the only life I've ever known.
Well, I suppose that's not too bad for what it is then.
It is better than many people's stories. That is certainly true. And when he was 16, Lysander here came to work as a servant in our home. Lysander rolls his eyes. Yes, I did. And somehow we became friends, and somehow I got the idea in my head that it would be a good idea to instead ask to serve as your bodyguard. What a decision that was. She grins. You like it.
And yet now you seem ambivalent about that. Slight edge entering her voice.
He raised an eyebrow. I'm not the one who's ambivalent towards her safety, to be very clear. Slight edge in his voice. Let me be very clear, I would die for her.
Just hold.
She noticeably
hold look for
winces
a
at
second.
that. She noticeably winces at that. She does not like the idea of someone dying for her. Yes, well, hopefully that will never come to pass. So, please, I'd like to hear about you all.
Well, I come from over on Rest Hearth.
Right. Okay.
This is where the rest of the Sable are from.
Oh, that would explain why I've never seen a sable here before. I didn't realize our family had left at some point.
Well, such is the way of the world. We all spread out in time.
So what brings you back to Mothersgaol?
Look down the wall.
You live on the continent of halflings. I suppose it makes sense that you would feel spurred to go to war for something you care about.
Looks around the forest. After word came out of what happened here, I was perhaps a bit too young to come and lend my hand, but I did dedicate myself to learning what I could of healing, and come to do my part in resolving things.
Healing is a powerful tool and a gift.
Enough folks have been cut short.
She kind of glances down. Yeah. And, an ASMR. I don't think I've had the pleasure of meeting an ASMR before.
Can't say I've met another one either.
I understand that you're not very common.
Seems to be quite the understatement.
You were born not to ASMR parents, then. If I understand how
Tieflings.
it works. Tieflings. Interesting. I've only met a couple of tieflings in my life. And you, she looks to Brayley.
Yeah?
Have we met?
Have we met, Callie?
I mean, you don't ever remember meeting a child of the Azure.
Yeah, you'd remember that, I think.
You would remember what she looks like, but if she was cloaked at the time, maybe. Do you work in a jewelry shop?
Oh, you grew up in Mothersgaol, didn't you?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, my family owns a jewelry shop in Mothersgaol.
Oh, hey, yeah. Oh, that's so cool. All right, fellow Mitra Scaleton, excited about that.
Why didn't you say something sooner?
I didn't realize. You looked familiar when I really took a look at you. Before, I was just excited that we were getting out of the city.
You couldn't tell if I was a man or a woman before.
Yeah. Like I say, non-dragonborns look weird.
So Rayleigh wouldn't have recognized her. She probably would just be like, okay, you know me.
Yeah.
You
I
know-
mean, she must have come in cloaked one time into the shop while you were there.
I don't quite recognize you, though, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm not really supposed to show my face too much because of,
Yeah, it's very pretty. My dad would have tried to, steal a scale.
It's funny, that's actually what the concern usually is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably best that I didn't recognize you. Did a good job covering yourself up.
Well, here, for the rude comment about non-dragonborns looking strange, she actually plucks one of her scales and hands it to you.
Does that hurt?
It doesn't feel great. Like, I wouldn't
it's
want to do it
not-
regularly.
To
Uh,
them, it would
It's-
be
beautiful.
like
Layla and Ramiel, you would
Yeah.
both recognize that that is a great sign of affection from Dragonborn.
It's not dissimilar from, say, plucking a hair out.
and Ramiel actually
In
like, holds up
sensation.
in sensation, or in gesture, and he holds up his hand with the ring on it.
Goodness, is everybody getting married?
Oh,
Wait, what?
Are you
Is that
getting
what it
married?
means?
No,
No.
first off, this is not
Wait,
This
you're
not-
confusing me.
this is not on the right ring. On the
okay. Well, no, it's not like giving a ring. It's just a token of friendship, a gesture.
Still,
Oh, cool, we're friends now.
it's still something quite meaningful.
She nods. It's very important.
Braylee's gonna take. Obviously, Braylee's very thankful. Oh my god, thank you. Now we're besties.
She
you
looks
can
very
have my
excited at
stash
that.
Now.
She's like, "Oh my gosh, I have a bestie." And Lysander looks like, "You've had a bestie since you were 16. Thank you very much."
Am I a joke to you?
Am I a joke to you?
She's like, well, how
Perpetual
come you
tire
never said
bodyguard.
that then? And he's like, "Cause I was a servant in your house." We'll talk about this later.
it's a long and complicated relationship. You
Braylee's gonna take the scale and like put it near her hair, and you're gonna see two little like hands grab it and like tie it back into her hair.
I think there's something living in your hair.
Oh, don't mind him.
Him?
him
Oh, that's Puck. He's my old friend. He hangs out back there.
Immediately, Lysander seems to understand. You're not weird.
Yeah.
He nods. I'm a Dia Nadwir myself. And he twists his finger around, and a little bundle of leaves starts to swirl in his hand like a small, like, twister of leaves. I have a wind spirit for mine.
That's beautiful. Puck will come out onto Braylee's shoulder and kind of show himself. Puck is like a little mushroom guy. He's a red cat with white spots. He's always kind of been there hiding.
Would you say he's a fun guy?
Yeah, he is.
Hell yeah.
little fun guy.
He's a little fun guy.
Yeah, he's just a little guy.
He's a little guy.
Hey,
Fun
just a
guy.
You
little
have
guy.
a token for him.
We have a token for him, right? Don't we?
Mhm.
Okay, well, we'll work on that.
We'll figure it out.
And how should we address your companion?
Mine?
No, Lysander's. We know Puck.
Oh, well, he's not much for talking. You shouldn't have to worry about that. He's never told me what his name is. But, yeah, he's always been there.
Perhaps he's waiting to be named, if he's amenable to that.
Perhaps. He is, well, like many wind spirits, he's mischievous, but, he has always been a good companion.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's nice to meet him.
A little Zephyr.
Zephyr's not bad.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to,
No, I like that. Zephyr. You all enjoy a nice meal together and talk.
Yeah.
She seems nice enough, Felicia. She is pleasant, upbeat, more so than her history would suggest that she should be. She, like all Azure, is very curious, almost to a fault. She wants to know everything about everything. So every time she learns something about one of you, she asks more questions. Lysander is almost constantly telling her that's not polite, that's improper, stop it, don't do that. He is doing his absolute best, and it's proving hard.
He's attempting to be a finishing school.
Yes, basically. He received a very proper education and training in elven culture, and she is breaking all of it. He does his best, but there's only so much that can be done. Your evening turns to night, and your watches pass without incident. And in the morning, you awaken. You begin your second day of travel. As we change the music.
As we're packing camp, would I be able to actually approach Felicia?
Sure. She's right there.
So would you've been asking us a lot of questions. Would it be all right if I were to ask you one?
Sure.
Wait, hello?
Yeah, she says sure.
Okay. And feel free to ignore this question if you haven't if it doesn't mean anything to you. But as of late, have you been hearing or feeling a call of sorts?
A call? What sort of call?
An urge or something to that effect.
I can't say that I have, no. Just the usual. I feel a call when I'm hungry.
Okay, so no voices.
No.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Are you hearing voices?
What do I roll for that?
I don't know. Are you lying? Do you hear voices?
I'm gonna roll. Hold on.
Kelly's like, what? What's happening?
That is a... Fuck! All the time.
That was a fuck.
I rolled a nat 1.
Okay.
He says no, but everything about him screams yes.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean, are the voices telling you to do bad things?
No, well, it's not voices, it's a voice.
Oh. Do you know whose?
Not really. It's actually why I'm here in the first place. It's been urging me to, fulfill some sort of ancient oath.
Well, I would say be cautious. Not to say that it's a bad thing, but it could be. Notably, in an incident some 20 years ago, every tiefling on Terracin heard a voice speak to them, and it was Scala who was doing so. According to the official histories, or at least the book that I read, the person who helped Scala return to power also heard a prophecy and misinterpreted it, and that led them to bringing Scala back. So, do be careful.
No. It's not to that same. Maybe it's easier if I show you. And he's actually going to pull his robes up on his arm, and he's going to show her
You said he's going to pull his robes up and then
the robe sleeves. The robe sleeves.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. And what do we see?
And she'll actually see on his arm not to the same luster of her scales, but just scattered about. There are some not quite like normal dragonborn scales, but they look more like in between the gem dragonborn and the normal dragon. It's in between that.
What color are they?
They would be blue. Deep dark blue, like kind of like night.
Interesting. She looks at them. Wow. I've never seen dragonborn scales on a flesh skin before.
I didn't know that it could happen either, but it came with the advent of certain skills that abilities that I had to learn how to master.
I see.
Or at least in the process of doing so.
Well, just always remember that the voice in your head may be there to help you or maybe not. Always judge things by their own merit.
I was wondering if perhaps someone who may be related would know, but
Sorry, I can't say that I've heard any voices, but if you like, when we get to meet your Scaleth, I'll ask around. Some of the other Azure survivors are there.
are there some who are versed in magic as you are? Not necessarily the same branch, but
A couple of our elders, yeah.
then maybe they know.
I'll introduce you.
Thank you.
She smiles pleasantly.
And I would appreciate if this did not get to my companions.
She puts a finger up to her lips. Our secret.
They seem to like to bust my chops, as it were. But
Duly
they're
noted.
good people.
So, you all set out. Much like the first day, the beginning of your second day of travel is peaceful. The weather is again nice. The forest is lively. A little after noon, however, an unusual sight appears on the roadway in front of you. Just near the top of a crest, you see two ruined carts, one with the wheel pulled off.
Oh no.
One of the missing carts they spoke of.
Two, says Lysander.
Okay.
Unless you stop Nova, they would say, like, let's keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Not
Ayla.
really. Go for it.
Ayla's gonna like fly up and just like make sure, most people, if they're planning an ambush, plan to not be seen from the sides, but not necessarily above.
The foliage is dense here. I'll have to make a perception check to see what you can see.
17?
You don't really see any signs of movement or much of anything here. I would say as you get a better look, you see massive gouge marks in the side of one of the carts, and that one of the wheels has been utterly destroyed. Where the horses once pulled the carts, only loose scraps of flesh and dried blood remain.
Brayley, do you have any idea what the fuck would do that?
Can I investigate it?
Yeah. If you want to go up and investigate it, you can. Yeah, investigation check for me.
Investigation or medicine, maybe?
Okay.
Oh, too late.
You approach and kneel down and start to investigate the remains of the horses, which are mostly gone. There are just a couple scraps of flesh left. And as you're doing so, you feel something plink down on your head, and then another something, and then another something, as a line of blood starts dripping down your face.
I'm gonna slowly look up.
Looking up, your eyes widen at the sight before you. Bodies. Lots of them. Nearly 20 people are hanged from the various branches of the forest here, and each of them has been skinned. Rotting, dripping masses of muscle and tissue now remain. Littered around the area, you see strewn about pieces of armor, likely once belonging to the people now hanging above head.
Brayley's gonna run to a bush and throw up.
Yeah, Felicia covers her mouth and has to stagger back out of sight. Lysander also is staring wide-eyed.
I think Ayla just kind of turns, okay, let's get our weapons out, because this is fucking spooky.
Deep breaths start stepping up towards Brayley.
Did I happen to catch a whiff of anything unusual when I was closer?
Make a perception check for me.
Nova's looking around, but they seem almost not... It's not that they're not surprised, but just you don't see as much of a reaction, I think, as you would expect.
You hear in your head, L's above and below.
What is it? What do you sense?
I do not know. It is... What did this?
They mention ghosts. Have you seen ghosts that do this?
No. Not in the L's. Maybe in the abyss, yeah? Or the void.
Do the bodies look like they're tied to a central thing, or are they just scattered about?
They are, each of them, hanged from a different branch of the tree.
I got a 19 on perception.
You smell... There is a foul stench in the air. You don't really know how to describe it. It smells wrong.
Have I smelled anything like this before?
No.
I do not think we are dealing with just ghosts here.
Would you like to make a medicine check on one of the bodies? Would anyone like to?
How high up are they?
I mean, the highest ones are, a good 150 feet in the air, way above head. The lowest ones, though, are only 30 feet above head.
I think Layla is
In
trying.
that case, I can use a mage hand to I guess
Loosen one of the knots and
yeah.
Would I be able to roll investigation or something to figure out if I know what the fuck we're dealing with?
Yeah, you can roll investigation. And
Excellent.
Layla, why don't you give me a medicine check?
Fey Fiend or Undead?
What ability are you using?
I get advantage if it's to recall information about Fey Fiends or Undead.
Interesting question. I would say roll it with advantage.
And for my part, that's a 24.
19.
As you get the body down and make the medicine check, I will say, Layla, what you notice, there is no sign of blunt trauma, nor do you find any piercing or slashing wounds in the muscle layer. Whatever skinned this person did so with incredibly skilled hands and did so while they were still alive. As you investigate around Ayla, you do find indeed these massive gouge marks in the side of the cart. Massive claws would have had to make these, but at that size, those claws would have to be razor sharp to be able to make such clean gouges into the side of the cart. Furthermore, looking around, you find one other disturbing thing. The supplies that these caravans were carrying are all still here. Nothing has been taken, save for the skins.
Aruna, what do you know of creatures from the void?
Precious little. There is, how you say, not a lot that the hells like to speak of about the demons, ever since Scala betrayed us.
Something got crawling back here with a vengeance.
And is both practiced and excessive in its cruelty. I don't know what accent that was.
Certainly was not for the supplies, that is for sure.
No.
That is where we will wrap up for tonight.
Oh no.
As you all comprehend what may have done this.